Well, morning everybody. It's the 7th of March 2024 and it's 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm heading out to meet Dave at Comena Corca, and we are going to be going to the Stalin Line. He'll find out more about that. I didn't even actually research. Dave sent me information. I didn't even look at it. Don't have time to find out what it's all about there. But there's a lot of weapons and things like that. I believe it's sort of like a Maginot Line here, and it was maybe by Stalin, Stalin's direction to build a kind of a line to keep the Germans from advancing further into the Soviet Union. It's probably back around 1941. So anyway, you'll find out a little bit more. It's a nice day here in Minsk. Look at this. I don't know how the sensor reads things. It's blue sky. Let's see, I'll show a little bit more here. Okay, so anyway, off to the races. Hello again, everybody. Well, we made it. We made it here to the Stalin Line. There's Dave over there. Here's the start. And, of course, this is famous poster. See this around? I think that's a similar poster. I guess what it is, T. That's normally the real poster. So this is, like I said, just the beginning right over here. I want to come back a little bit. You see this over here? Looks like about a World War I tank. Really massive. I think they in the West they called them like juggernauts. So anyway, here we go. I'll turn the camera on whenever something seems interesting again to show it to you. Okay, so we're right near the road here, still towards the start of the Stalin Line, but looks like this is some of the original guns, normally to defend the Soviet Union. And I believe this part of the Stalin Line, originally they were starting to make this about 1929, to defend the Soviet Union. But here, this is near Minsk, and the Soviet Union, in the meantime, had expanded. And then right around, 1941 is when Soviet Union was attacked. And by that time, the Soviet Union, like they had expanded all the way to what is now the borders of Belarus, by Minsk, by Brest. So I don't know what this is. I can sound out a little bit of that, but my Russian's not quite that good enough yet. So I guess this is probably all original too. And I am believing that this is a T-34 tank. Let's take a closer look at it. That's about the only tank I know the name of. It was a famous tank for. We have a lot of these already around Belarus. T-34? Yeah. Dave knows his stuff, so regular tour guide for all this World War II stuff. That's a T-34. Looks real small now. Looks like a toy compared to the tanks nowadays. Really famous. These were all over the place. Weiter geht's. Here to continue. Here we go. I guess this is like original trench. It's not like trenches nowadays. This looks very shallow compared to a lot of other types of trenches. Maybe this was just for some sort of a immediate defense. So you can shield your body when you're shooting at somebody in that direction, I guess. Whoops. If you're fat, you can't get through there. Nowadays, if you're wearing a flak vest, soldier, you have to squeeze through there too. Probably shut this off to preserve some power. Don't know how long I'm going to be filming. There's a anti-aircraft gun here. Well, but that gets hot in the summertime. Maybe I'm not allowed to be walking on the grass, so look at that gun back there. Oh, by the way, that trench we walked through over here, I guess that's just kind of a recreation. It's not a real trench then. They just made it like it was back in the old days. I want to show this gun here. Boy, this one looks, this artillery piece. Quite, hate to get hit by one of these kind of shells. A Siamese cat over there. Some of this stuff doesn't really look World War II-ish. It looks a little bit more modern, if you ask me. I think some of it is. Let's see if I can make any kind of sense out of this. Some sort of a howitzer. Performance characteristics. 152 millimeter. This is a massive thing here. What do they got this? 203 millimeter. And somehow this does not look very old either. This looks somewhat modern. I would think maybe from the 70s or something. I don't know if it says the year here. They don't put a year here. Surface to air missile. In other words, this is not anything from World War II. So this is just to show us this stuff. Loading time is 1 minute. Wow. Surface to air missiles are meant for attacking air targets at low and medium altitudes. Yeah, like I'm saying, I'll bet that isn't. Hey, it might be from the 90s. A lot of these kind of trucks too. They're still using this sort of thing, I think. Look at the thick barrel on this bad boy here. $1943. That's kind of. They need to make this so you can actually read it. Millimeters. How many millimeters? Oh, here it is. 90 millimeters. Is this what they call Stalin's organ? I don't know. Grad. BM-21 Grad. Multiple rocket launcher, caliber 122 millimeter. plan on putting this on YouTube. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there's some Soviet music. Who knows? Maybe they'll give me some kind of a strike or something. I'll shut it off for right now. Anyway. Okay. Now I'm back in the same area again. Dave corrected me a little bit on this. Here, I was thinking this might be Stalin's organ, but apparently this one is over here. That was like the first multiple rocket launcher. I guess the Soviets invented those. And of course America and everybody else copied them afterwards. Apparently this is a T-55 tank, and Ukraine still uses these as tanks. And Russia uses these as artillery pieces, even still today, like in this Ukraine-Russia thing. But let's see, when do they make these? 1958. Incredible. And as I say, Ukraine still uses these as tanks. Amazing. Oh, wow, T-80. So these are still being used, very much so. Yeah, wow. Let's see, when was they first going into production? It says 1976. Wow. Wider base, look at that. T-80, yes, a lot of these are still used. Still, to this very day. Okay, we're still in the Stalin Line, and this is area right here for children to play. Look at this. Have a German. They can play on top of a German Panther, I guess that's what it is. Old tank. Look at this. I doubt they would have this in the United States. Well, still more to show. I guess I better be very sparing with this. Use a little bit more battery because it's quite cold. It was minus something last night, but another old tank here. Oh. Part of the children's toys, I guess. Looks like you can get inside this tank here. Shut her off for now. Okay, this is a T-72 tank here. Ukrainians are still using a lot of these today. It's actually smaller, lighter than a lot of the American ones. Has an automatic loader, which is much better than, I guess, American ones, where you have to have somebody loading. But that one loads automatically. Look at this. Here's part of a little bunker area here. Commando. Okay. Yeah, it's actually a nice looking little tank though, isn't it? Here's some sort of a little German tank. Looks like a toy. Incredible. I wonder what this little baby is. Some little thing like that. Looks like this is, I guess, an old Mercedes too. Also very small. Zakkerstunk. That's what Charlie Chaplin said in the movie Dictator. Great Dictator, whatever that movie was. It was banned in the United States for a long time, till the 1970s, even if he made it in like 1939. Some sort of parody against Hitler. Here's some more of their old German stuff, I guess. Let's get over here. Let's just make this walk quick. I won't shut the camera off. Walk over here and look at some of these aircraft. A lot of these are modern, apparently. Obviously, you have an old Foxbat. Somewhat modern, anyway. I think there's a MiG-31. Foxbat, I guess is what that one's called. I'm interested in this old biplane over here. Probably early World War II, obviously, like in the States. They used biplanes early in the war. It's actually huge. That's a huge airplane. Wow, it's got a lot of firepower. Holy moly.
Just don't walk down that way. Have to look around.
Yeah, I was going to walk around like this.
It's easy just walking one by one.
Incredible.
They're still using it.
Huh?
They're still using it.
Yeah, this looks like it's too awesome not to be used. Look at this. What is this here?
It's a gunner at the front.
Yeah, very visual. I guess you can't miss much from up there. Carries personnel at the same time. Look at that.
Yeah.
This is a multi-role sort of a bad boy, I guess. Wow. It's not like, what is it they have, the KA what, 50? What is the one they use today? I don't even know.
Right.
What's the name of that double rotor wing that they use today? That KA,
Oh, KA 51.
I think it's an alligator or something.
Yeah,
KA-51, huh?
Yeah, but they still make these.
Uh-huh.
These are hard to shoot down. Because there's titanium and everything underneath it.
Huh. Incredible. This looks like some kind of a training.
Right?
That looks like some kind of a training copter over there.
No, that was the original one of these.
Huh.
You know when you've heard of those Mi-8s? Helicopters, that's what these are. In Ukraine, the Russians and that are using them.
This thing is massive for a biplane. Let's see what do they have here in the back? Wow, two big, huge motors back here. Look at that. Yeah, this is the MiG-31, right? Really fast airplane, even today. Well, they're still using them, obviously.
Stand in front of it. Yeah, look at this.
Gosh, it's huge, huh?
You don't know how big they are until you see them.
Probably nearly stand up in one of those things. I can't remember how fast these things go, but they're still one of the fastest airplanes. Some of this stuff is just amazing. Amazing engineering. America had, of course, some of their amazing things too. Even the F-16 is actually quite amazing, but also has its weaknesses. I guess you could pretty much easily say that a lot of this Soviet stuff is much better than the American counterparts back then and even today, of course. By today, everybody knows that the U.S. stuff is all failing on the battlefield. Like, for example, we showed that T-72 tank. They have the modern versions, and of course they're much better than even the Abrams of today. It's got some bombs on it here. Look at that. I'm not a big expert on all this kind of stuff, but pretty amazing. Really?
SU-25.
Still flying these. Looks like they got a good store of bombs on here.
It's their ground attack plane.
Huh.
Yeah, fighting for attacking the ground.
Huh. They're using these in Ukraine.
Yes, yeah, new model of course for the same thing, but they got rocket launchers on them instead of bombs.
Huh.
You've seen them when they're going up and they go like that and they fire the rockets.
Uh-huh. A little bit more part of the museum. Here's an old Opel here. Look at this. Some kind of an old German off-road sort of a jobber. Soviet Jeep. Look at that. Wow. Huh. Incredible things, huh? Look at this, some armored tanks. Look at that crap. Wow. Yeah, armored tanks and armored trains. Incredible, huh? Here is some early surface-to-air missiles. Look at that. And here, look at this. A very early S-300. Still used today, of course, but more modernized. Probably looks familiar. Huh. Wow. It's a big missile there. Here's some radars. This is a T-10. Look at this. Looks like it's from 1952 to 1953. So this is after World War II. But I'll tell you, these turrets look pretty massive here. It looked like they'd be pretty difficult to... Ouch. Gosh. Oh. It's like hitting a rock. I'll tell you, you'd think if they had something like this today, that these flying drones would have a hard time penetrating these turrets. Look at that. Look at that steel on there. I'll tell you what, these things don't look too bad, these kind of tanks. When you think about what is a tank supposed to do, I think I would be probably looking at one of these things today if I were to go into some sort of a battle. Heavy tank T-10. Wow. Okay, well, we're going to be shooting at the shooting game range in a few minutes here. But for right now, that's it.
Спросите вы у матерей, спросите у жены моей, и вы тогда понять должны, хотят ли русские, хотят ли русские войны.